ERP systems are about integration. The purpose is to integrate all the functions of an enterprise, and they do this based on a process view. In other words, an ERP system is a software solution that addresses the enterprise needs, taking the process view of an organization to meet the organizational goals, tightly integrating all the functions of an enterprise. Here is an illustration of how an ERP system works and how it can support different functions in a company. First, the sales representative can enter information about customers into the ERP system. A customer can then interact with the ERP system herself, typically via a web interface. She can place orders to the system and receive quotes from it. A supplier can receive purchase orders from the ERP system, and a plant can get production orders from it. The ERP system will also provide accounting information to financial systems. The point is that the ERP system works as a central common resource that is shared by everyone around it. Information doesn't get stuck in function-specific systems, but flows freely between different functions. In this way, the ERP system helps to integrate the company by integrating its information systems. If there is one main message in this presentation, it's this one. ERP means integration. It's integration of processes so they work smoothly across functions. It's integration of databases so everyone has access to the same information. And it's integration of tools, applications, and interfaces so they work in a uniform way for everyone. So far, we have discussed why ERP systems are needed, what functionality they offer to users. Now we will go more into the internals of an ERP system and look at its construction, its architecture. This slide shows the context of an ERP system, the main actors in its environment, the customers and the suppliers. There is the front office, which includes functions that interact with the customer, sales and delivery, and customer service. And there is the back office, which works with suppliers, including functions like financials, manufacturing, and inventory. Another category of actors are the employees, which are managed by the human resource function. There are also managers who need reports about the performance of the organization, including deviation reports and KPIs. And in the middle, there is the central database of the ERP system that offers the same consistent information to all of the actors around it. Everyone interacts and provides information to the same system, and everyone retrieves information from the same system. In this way, the ERP system integrates the different parts of the organization and also other stakeholders in its environment. ERP is a kind of software that has become extremely successful. Almost every organization uses ERP systems, both small and large organizations, private companies, as well as public sector. There are both organizational and technology reasons to why they have become so widespread. Some organizational forces are shown here. ERP systems can help to improve customer satisfaction, as employees will have better information about each customer and will therefore be able to serve them better. ERP systems help to make processes more efficient as they integrate the functions in an organization, thereby lead times can be shortened. The point is that the handing over of a process case from one function to another will be much smoother and faster when supported by an ERP system, so that processes don't get stuck in between functions. Finally, ERP systems can help to save costs by reducing the need for middle management. Their coordination tasks can be handled by an ERP system. There are also IT forces that have created a need for ERP systems. One is that organizations need to provide access to external actors outside the organization, typically through Internet. If this is to work, there must be strong information infrastructure behind the web interfaces, and this can be provided by ERP systems. Another technology force is that many organizations have a lot of homegrown legacy systems that have developed over many years. The original developers have left, and it has become hard to understand and maintain these old systems. Then a solution is to replace many of them with one single ERP system. When introducing a new ERP system into an organization, there will always be a gap or a mismatch between the system and how the organization works today. What should you do then? Adapt the organization to the system, or adapt the system to the organization? The latter may seem more attractive, but here are some reasons why you shouldn't tinker with the system. First, it will cost a lot to make adaptations to the ERP systems, both in time and money. Then, an ERP system contains a lot of valuable business knowledge that is integrated in its software in the form of information and process structures. These are often called best practices, and if you start changing the software, you will lose the knowledge embedded in these best practices. Furthermore, the ERP system will, out of the box, provide good integration between its various parts, but if you start changing some parts, this strong integration will be lost. Finally, an ERP system evolves over the years, and there will be new upgrades all the time, but if you have made modifications to the software, it may be difficult to upgrade to new versions. So far, I have painted quite a rosy picture of ERP systems and argued that they can provide important benefits for organizations. This is true, but there are also drawbacks. First, ERP systems are huge and complex pieces of software, and they are to be introduced into complex organizational settings. Thus, implementations can become very costly, both in time and money. Choosing to implement an ERP system also means to choose a vendor, and an organization may become very dependent on that vendor. If the vendor provides bad service or even goes out of business, this may have severe impact on the organization's business. The fear for choosing a vendor that may go out of business has created situations where the ERP market is dominated by a small number of very large vendors, such as SAP and Oracle. Another drawback is that by choosing an ERP system, you will get a number of different components, one for marketing, one for sales, one for accounting, and so on. And maybe some of these components are high quality, but others maybe not. Then you will have to accept to use also the lower quality components. An alternative would be to choose the best sales system, the best marketing system, the best accounting system, and so on, and then integrate them yourself. This is often called best of breed solutions. Finally, if you use an ERP system, you will probably use the same system as many of your competitors. And you will use the same best practices embedded in the system, the same process, the same information structures. And this means you cannot use IT to do things better than your competitors. So maybe it had been smarter to use your own homemade system, at least for the most specialized and important parts of your business. This last slide shows the scope of ERP systems and enterprise systems. In this presentation, I have used these words as synonyms, and this is quite common. But some people use ERP in a more restricted sense. They mean that ERP systems sit in the left bottom of this figure. It's about transactions on tangible resources and include material management, sales, and financials. But you can also move up and right in this figure. If you move up into relationships, you get into systems handling relationships with employees, human resources, or relationships with other companies, B2B, or the customers' CRM systems. You can move right from transactions into analytics and knowledge, and then you get into systems like data warehousing, business intelligence, knowledge management. And some people will then use the term enterprise system as an umbrella for all of these different systems. ERP systems are about integration. The purpose is to integrate all the functions of an enterprise, and they do this based on a process view. In other words, an ERP system is a software solution that addresses the enterprise needs, taking the process view of an organization to meet the organizational goals, tightly integrating all the functions of an enterprise. Here is an illustration of how an ERP system works and how it can support different functions in a company. First, the sales representative can enter information about customers into the ERP system. A customer can then interact with the ERP system herself, typically via a web interface. She can place orders to the system and receive quotes from it.